Okay, so here we are with our good friend Dexter. We're starting the process of getting in tune with his behavior and maybe balancing him out so he's not so anxious all the time. But what has to be understood is dogs react to changes in their environment, and it's how we react to the dog's behavior that is either going to push him forward or backwards. So it's really teaching boundaries and so forth. So with Dexter, he's obviously very good with humans. We first begin by putting a leash and collar on him. A very specific leash and a very specific collar. 6 foot, it doesn't look like much, but it's something. When I'm down low, I'm loving him. When I stand up, I'm going to disconnect from him. So he might have a level of separation anxiety from humans. It really depends on many factors. How he's been socialized, who he's been socialized with. So we always want to just make sure he's in balance. So he crossed the boundary by jumping on me. And that's a boundary issue. So I corrected him. I have to teach him that that's inappropriate. He's putting his paw on me. I'm correcting him for that. Then when he's doing something good, I praise him. And so the first behavior we teach him is, number one, never to pull on the leash. Never, ever put tension on the leash. So I praise and love good behavior, and I correct bad behavior physically, with a physical correction. Not an abusive correction, just a snap and release. So the first behavior is teaching him his place in the pack. When the pack is moving, he belongs on our left side without pulling. So subordinate members of a pack don't lead. They're either at our side or behind us, never pulling in front of them. So I'm going to just ask him to heel. Good boy, Dexter. And he comes with me. If you notice, my hands are, good boy, Dexter. Good boy, Dexter, are relaxed. So the only thing on the words he's hearing is my praise. Good boy. So he's on heel. So when he's curious about something, I correct him, because this isn't the time when the pack is moving for him to be curious. The next thing is I ask him to sit. I'm relaxed. I'm not giving him treats for this. I love him for that. But I'm not going to get overly excited. My left foot is going to go forward, and he's going to walk. I can turn left. Good boy, Dexter. Good boy. Then I'm going to turn left again. It's my dance. He needs to follow my dance moves. I stop. He sits. I release him psychologically and physically. Okay, okay. And he's done. What he chooses to do now, okay, boy, is up to him. So I start to teach him about my environment. He's actually following me. I don't care that he does. So he doesn't know this is the front door of my house yet. He didn't know it was the front door of your house until you got home and went through it 1,000 times. So I'm just forgetting him. So I'm disconnected from him. If I want him, what do? I just get low. He'll come right to me. I don't have to call him. I love him. I'm not asking him to sit. I'm not asking him anything. I'm just loving him purely because he came to me. So I'm manipulating him. He's not manipulating me. I stand up, and that's it. That's it. And we're just going to build on this foundation for the next 12 days, 10 days, whatever it is. We're going to build on these simple philosophies. Thank you. So here's Dexter. We're doing our heel work. There's a lot of distractions here. Dogs respond to changes in their environment. Then we respond to the dog's behavior. So if a dog sees something moving, whether it's a flag or another dog, and it acts out, and we start to restrain the dog, that actually promotes the aggression, the leash aggression. So leash aggression is what we're working on, because that was part of the problem. So if he sees another dog, he lunges for another dog, and we tighten up, we reinforce his decisions. So this is about relaxation, responding to the dog's behavior. We have a specific leash and collar on. You can only do this with this leash and collar. So here comes a car coming by. I'm relaxed. I'm not projecting anything. There's planes. This is a very distracting environment. There's a car coming up from behind me. I'm loving him. It's cold out. He don't need a jacket. I'm cold. We're going to be out for 10 minutes. We're going to go inside. So we can't humanize the dog. I step out my left foot and Dexter walks with me. I can't explain to him about trains or planes or automobiles. Good boy, I can go fast. Good. I can go slow. He turns. I'm relaxed. He sniffed the ground. I corrected him. I slow down. I ask him to sit. I love him. This is the reward, is love, not food, for these behaviors. So its left foot is going to initiate walking. And he comes with me. Look at my energy level. Good boy. I can go slow. Sit. Then I'm coming over to give him time to sniff, pee, and poop. I come over to here. I ask him to sit. Then I put him on psychological free time. Okay, good boy. Good boy, Dexter. And this is how we love a dog. He's a little off right now because he's in a strange environment. I went from a training field to the real world. There's birds, there's all kinds of things. But you see, he's relying on me. We're going to cut and go inside. This is wonderful. Okay, so here we are inside with Dexter. I try to give dogs and love dogs on the ground, and I go into the middle of the environment. I kind of set boundaries, couches and stuff, and especially for the time being to reset. He needs to be reset. Of course, he's got ahead of us, emotionally, physically. So here's my love, to work on the separation anxiety. So there's two primary issues. The leash aggression, we have that pretty much well in hand. The other thing is the separation anxiety. The separation anxiety is all triggered by the humans. It's triggered by a change in the environment. So 2 o'clock in the morning, Dexter has no anxiety because everybody's in bed, everything is peaceful, he's in his comfort zone. When he gets anxiety is when the doorbell rings, or something changes, or mom or dad start to get ready to go to work. You start your blow dryer, you put your shoes on, you start brushing your teeth. This is the beginning of the separation anxiety. It's very subtle separation anxiety because the dog is making connections to things that you're not even aware of. I get low, Dexter comes to me. Good boy, babe. Look, he's happy to see me. So I knock on the door, I change things in the environment. When I used to do this, he would jump on me. That's a boundary that I don't want him to cross. The only time I'm going to pet Dexter is when his 4 feet are on the ground. So here I love. As soon as I stand up, he becomes invisible to me. It's done. So the separation anxiety is something that's really got to be tuned in on. So the pet owner knows what are they doing. Obviously, you got to get up and brush your teeth. I hope you're brushing your teeth before you go to work. But he sees that as a cue of that's what's going to happen before he's left alone to fend for himself. He doesn't do well in a crate. Well, we're going to work on that a little bit, but a lot of these things are work in progress. So you see he's stressed out. We have the leash on. Sit. I open dogs, I don't let him out. By doing this, this gives him confidence in me. Good boy. This is not done with food. We would use food for separation anxiety, but it's a little more complicated matter that we have to discuss in person. So I understand him. Where am I going to love him? I'm going to get low. I don't need to talk. Who comes into the camera? I don't want him here, so I say it off. I didn't love him. Now I'll love him. He'll make this connection. All right? That's good for today. Okay, so the question comes up. How do we counteract the separation anxiety? One of them is to not feed into his anxiety. So right now, I sat down. I'm in a human place that he thinks he can come to. He has an expectation, but I'm not allowing him to come here. If I do, it would actually feed into his separation anxiety. So the question came up by my lovely director here. I should be telling you what to do. It's certainly not connecting with the dog when he's whining and crying and asking him what's wrong. What's wrong is things have changed for him, meaning, simple thing. I'm sitting down here like a lunatic with a brain in my hand and a cup of vodka. Coffee, I mean. And he came over to me immediately. but I didn't allow it because this is not where I'm going to interact with him. So of course you have to brush your teeth, but don't make it part of your ritual. I know that sounds hard, but I'd have to see it really to understand. This is the beginning of dealing with separation anxiety, changing the way you react to the dog's behavior. He's dependent on you, codependent. This happens to everybody. Very loving pet owners anthropomorphize the dog, meaning they make him human, and he can never be. He doesn't have this, he's got a complicated brain, but in comparison to the human brain, no. He's looking for safety or danger. He makes quick assessments, safety or danger, comfort or discomfort. It's not complicated. He doesn't have a love-hate relationship. He's not as sad as you would think he might be. So these are complicated human emotions. Now, let's say I want to address his anxiety. I'm just giving you an example. I just get low, and he comes to me. So it's a little bit complicated, so I'm not going to address it all. Suffice to say, Dexter's a wonderful boy. He doesn't need a jacket if he's going out for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, look, we have the same issue here, Dexter and I. When I'm cold, I come back inside. So these, if I remember correctly, he came in on a harness. I might be wrong. A harness promotes leash aggression. So this is well-intentioned people who probably took the advice of someone else. Meaning a harness is designed to pull. And when a dog is pulling you, he's leading you. And most dogs don't have the intestinal fortitude to be the leader. We need to be the leader. Good boy. And we love this. So this is not a heavy-handed kind of thing. This is all done with love. So we'll go and get into it a little bit more deeply in person. It's just to show you that it's not about oppression and yelling and screaming. On the other hand, I'm not shoving baloney down his throat so he sits. That's not what's going to give him his confidence as a dog. He's a pack animal that needs to subordinate to leadership. That's the way it is. Fish swim, birds fly, dogs subordinate to leadership in a pack environment. Unfortunately, his real pack isn't his natural pack of dogs. We've domesticated dogs, so we removed them. Now we left them lost in the human world. So this is a lot of love from Dexter. Right, babe? But then you have to have the ability to turn it on and off. It can't be 99% of the time, 23 hours a day. And he'll be a much better dog. Bye.